MentallyiLM back again. I am here with my friend Emmett. Emmett started hanging out with me, and they agreed to come on to a podcast and try to teach me and some other people some things. So I really appreciate you being here. Emmett, where are you from?
I was born in Pennsylvania, but I'm from like all over the place. I moved a lot growing up. But I moved here from St. Louis last year.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Do you like this better?
I like both for different reasons. St. Louis was a larger queer community. Wilmington, I haven't found a whole lot of that yet. I have a few friends that are in the queer community, but in St. Louis, it's incorporated much into the things to do around.
That's what's up.
So yeah.
Very cool. So it's kind of like, is it fair to say that coming here was kind of like a downer, like a bummer, or is it pretty good here too?
You know, I was so excited about the beach that I didn't really think about it.
That's how we get you.
Yeah.
That's how we get you.
But I go to UNCW for my master's. So going there, I knew there was going to be some kind of community because most schools do have one in higher education. So, yeah.
I just got out of UNCW, and I think I remember it was pretty prevalent, like, very openly discussed and stuff like that. So that's cool. I'm glad you were able to find some people that you can relate to. You said queer, and that was actually one of the things we talked about discussing, because that is really interesting to me. Because, I mean, I'm 38, so I'm no spring chicken, but I'm not a geezer either. But like, I do remember a time where if someone called someone else a queer, there was potentially a fist fight right after. So, like, but now I hear that is more of like the transgender community are embracing that term. Like, what's up with that?
So I think it depends on where you are and who you ask. For me, I use it because between my gender identity and my sexuality, I think it covers both. And I know a lot of people are trying to kind of take that word back. So it's all how you use a word too.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. So for me, like, my gender and sexuality fall under both of those. And it's not much of a explanation I have to have for 10 minutes with someone that asks me.
Absolutely. I love that. Because it's like, it doesn't, like, let's get, like, I walk up to somebody, I'm not trying to have like a 10-minute conversation about like, what I identify with, my sexuality. It's like, first off, like, I don't know, it's none of your fucking business, but I guess it's just great. I love the changes that I'm seeing, because you're going into social work as well. And I am in the social work industry. And if there ever was an industry that needs to understand the terminology, the pronouns and all of that, it's ours. And that's why I was so pumped when you were like, yeah, dude, I'll come on there and talk about it. So just to be clear, how do you identify?
So I'm non-binary.
Okay.
So I use they, them pronouns. And pretty much what that means for me is I'm just Emmett. I don't really want to be a boy. I don't want to be a girl. I was born a girl. I'm not really afraid to share that with people. But I will say, like, a lot of times I do, because I'm on testosterone. I look more masculine.
You really do?
Yeah. And it's worked out really well for me for safety reasons. But I definitely am wanting to be a little bit more, I guess, non-binary. So kind of in between the two. So
yeah, I really dig the idea. I just never really thought about it until, the past couple of years. But like, why do I got to be this or that? Like, I'm stardust, really, hurling through space, third rock from the sun, all that. So, yeah. So you said a lot. So the transition, like, what? Wow. Like, I'm truly interested. Like, what was that about?
So this is my story of transition. Everybody's is very different. But so I had top surgery first, because for me, I couldn't take showers without like wanting to cry, because I would look down and wash my body and I hated my chest. So I ended up having top surgery in April of 2020. And I flew out to Miami for it. It was a really good experience. I had a really good surgeon, and I actually ended up making community through that.
Like networking?
Yeah. So Instagram is super big for the trans community, and so is TikTok. And so my surgeon was on TikTok at the time, and I would she would post people who would say like their surgery dates on their social media. And so I found a couple people that we had them the same time. We were like an hour apart, and we had our reveals of everything the same day.
Like y'all were both going into surgery the same day.
Yeah. So one of them's in North Carolina up towards Asheville, and another one's down in Florida. And it was really cool because like I talked to them quite often, not as much anymore, but we were really big support systems for each other.
Absolutely. I was sitting here thinking like if I was about to go, because any surgery is scary, right?
Yep.
And then like you go into a surgery like that, and like, have you ever had any kind of surgery like that prior?
No, that was my first surgery ever.
Yeah. So I bet anxiety was like through the roof. Okay. Yeah. Because it would be for me. And so that's so cool that you were able to get there. Your nerves and emotions are all over the place because the surgery is definitely working the nerves. And you meet somebody who's going to do the same thing on the same day. And it's like, oh, that would be so helpful. Like, I get that.
Yep.
I get that.
We had each other on Snapchat, so it was like we'd be laying in bed, like not able to move because when you have top surgery, my scar is all the way around, so you can't lift your arms.
God,
so you can hold your phone like right here, but it was really cool. We could just be like, all right, I'm bored. What are you guys doing? Like,
And y'all were like in the healing, the convalescence process together too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
We sent each other pictures and said, this is where I'm at. Where are you at? And just kind of not comparison, but just checking in on each other. It was really good.
That was almost like divine intervention. I love that.
Yeah. Seriously, they're definitely blessings in my life. I love them.
Me too.
Yeah. So, and then after that, I got on HRT, so hormone replacement therapy.
Okay.
And I'm on testosterone. So pretty much everything you see is what it's done to me.
This is really, really like interesting. It's very impressive because what's the term? Like if I say like you passing, I guess, is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. You pass like so well. Like, wow. I think it's like the best success I'm aware that I've come into contact with. So
Right.
I'm really happy it worked out so well for you.
Yeah. And for the time like that I'm starting to take down testosterone a little bit because when I do that, so if I come off testosterone, my voice stays the same. Some physical things stay the same. I might get a little more feminine looking, but I'll still be me.
Always you.
Yeah.
Always you.
And that's, I have to give myself a shot once a week, and it's kind of annoying, if I'm being honest.
Is it a bad shot?
It's not too bad. It's intramuscular, so I do it
Like in your hip?
Yeah, in my hip area. And it's fine, but I'd prefer not to do it forever.
I bet.
But that was a really big part of my journey because I used to have, like, when I was singing, I'd have a soprano voice, a soprano alto level, like right in between.
I didn't know you sang.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I used to sing a lot. But yeah, after that, I recently had another surgery. I had that back in May.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Wow, so really recent.
Yeah. So it's the last surgery I want. But I had a hysterectomy. So I had some things left, like I had my ovaries left, so that for hormone reasons, like, because I don't plan on having any other surgeries, so it won't affect that at all. But I won't have a menstrual cycle anymore. But I'll still have enough hormones through my ovaries that if I do stop testosterone, I won't be completely messed up.
So the ovaries are left. You still have your ovaries, but the uterus you had removed.
Yep, cervix, uterus, everything's out.
Wow. So would you say that was which surgery, if you had to say one was more gnarly? Like which one, the first one or the second one?
I would say it's really hard because for different reasons, it's total different levels. My top surgery, I would say that was probably easier because I could see the progress. So mentally it was easier and I didn't push myself too hard because I could feel it every time something was not right that I did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My hysterectomy, I had a few complications with. It might be because I started walking my dog 2 miles 2 weeks after the surgery.
So not a good patient. You're not a good patient.
No, I'm not. But I will say I had a lot of in-person support. Like I had a big community this time that helped me out and brought me to things I needed to go to. Helped me with medication because I struggle with medication. It's not something that I'm good with on my own. I definitely
like
kind of
taking it.
Yeah,
like,
I take a little too much sometimes if I do that. So I'm in recovery.
I struggle. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I definitely love to touch on that. So like,
for sure.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That was so great.
Good.
So the hysterectomy, everything that was in May, and so everything at this point is going pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome. You said you had like, would you want to touch on like the complications?
Yeah, we can. So it's a robot surgery. So they had to do, I forget what that's called. It's like laparoscopic or something.
What is there like?
It's a science term. I don't know those.
Is the doctor in the room?
Yes.
Okay.
So they like operate. I don't know how exactly they do it, but they have a robot that they like goes in. There's like, I think I was supposed to have 3 incisions, 3 or 4. And I ended up having to have another incision that ended up because they messed up a little bit and the robot was in the wrong place and it like cut into my intestine or something.
What?
So it was fine. It wasn't that big of a deal. Same healing process.
Well, I imagine you were real fucking high on drugs when they did
I
that.
was. I was. I think I called my friend like 3 times. I was supposed to go home the same day. And I called my friend like 3 times. I was like, "Are you not coming to get me?" So
Like, just give your phone to someone.
yeah,
give your phone to
She was
someone.
like, "No, honey, it's okay." We're like, all right, see ya.
Well, damn, I'm glad that it wasn't too bad and made it through there and everything okay.
Yeah, I will say though, the main complication I had some bleeding after surgery, and it was because with hysterectomies, usually it's someone who is female, is wanting to stay female. It's not on hormones. And a big issue I had was no one took into consideration I was on testosterone.
Oh, shit. Did that complicate things?
Yeah. So because testosterone like thinned out like my skin internally. So I ended up, my stitches started to pull and I started bleeding and no one could figure out why I was bleeding. And it was because my stitches were not kind of in there all the way or in there as far as they usually would be.
There wasn't like enough skin.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I didn't know testosterone thinned skin.
Yeah, it can.
So that's just like one of the things.
Yeah, like usually with like internal stuff it can.
That's wild.
But yeah, in the uterus area anyways.
Yeah. See when there, thins out from time to time. So like we spoke a little bit about dysphoria, and I love that you used that word because you also just mentioned that you're in recovery. So let me back up a little bit. When did you get clean and sober?
February 2nd is my clean date.
Of this year?
Yep, 2022.
That's a good date.
I know.
222022. Okay. Well, congratulations, because God knows I know how tough that is. So that means that you're 6 months. I'm so bad at math. When was
8 months. 8 months yesterday.
You're at 8 months. Yesterday? Mm-hmm. Fuck, dude. Why didn't you tell me? Which actually, let me stop too. I'm so scatterbrained. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So with women in general, like not with my significant other, but with women that are my friends, I don't know what it is about me. I call them dude and man and all of that. And so I just wanted to make sure that that is appropriate when like, does that bother you?
So for me, because I grew up in New York for a long time, I feel like that's something that like, hey guys, hey dude, what's up? It's kind of a greeting. For me, it doesn't bother me. Okay. I cannot speak for other people.
Absolutely. And I love how you do that. Like you're always like, no, this is me. This is my story. I have no idea if it's the same for someone else, but I love how you do that because that's super important. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that, because it rolls, it's as easy as breathing. I'm like, dude, let me tell you, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like bumming you out.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. So, so cleaned in February. Oh, I'm going to blow you up February 2024. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something. But, yeah, after surgeries, you mentioned dysphoria. And so you said you had your first surgery, I don't know, but your second surgery was in May. So when was your first surgery?
April 2020.
Okay, good. So that was a few years back. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what was like the process post-surgery? Like being in recovery, having a super serious surgery, and I'm sure like the healing, the physical healing process was, oh my God, I can't imagine. And then after that, like dysphoria, like speak a little on that.
I was absolutely terrified. If we're being honest,
I would be too. Oh my God.
I would say both of my surgeries, I was actually pretty terrified. But with my top surgery, I knew I wanted that for a really long time. Mm-hmm. And I was literally like in the bathroom putting my gown on, and I looked at my chest. I was like, "Oh my God, I can't do this. I got to leave." I'm like, "No, you can't. You're already here."
You were at that place, like fight or flight.
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
"Oh my God, fuck out of here.
I'm gonna die." Right. But I had a great surgical team for that one, and I ended up fine, and I have no regrets on that. Good. My hysterectomy, I honestly wasn't afraid until I woke up. because I knew something wasn't right because I wasn't going home. And something about, so I had a private surgeon for my top surgery. And so it was really easy to communicate with her. I could get a hold of her anytime. She was right there. I knew exactly who was going to be in that room.
And it wasn't the same with the second surgery?
It was fine. It wasn't a bad team at all. They're really good people. They're really nice. It was just a matter of they're in a hospital and they have a lot of patients to go see.
And you and I are in the mental health care biz. Like, I get that. Like, it's like, I want to check on this patient all the time. Like, I want to, the little lady that is in behavioral health hospital right now, and you know who I'm talking about. Like, I want to try to contact that person every single day, but I'm busy. I got 30 plus people that I gotta be case managed. So like, I get that. So I'm glad that you recognize that, like, with the hospital. But it does suck because, like, a surgery like that, especially like going through what you were going through and all of that, like, it's nice to have constant contact, like, check up on me. Yeah.
I would say I think the other patients were very concerned as to why I was in the maternity ward. Because I'd be walking around at night and they would look at me like, okay, all right.
That's awesome.
So, but you asked about dysphoria.
That's right.
Remember that.
Yes. This is why we get along.
ADHD. Dysphoria, I would say top surgery, I didn't really have any. I mean, I did after the fact, after I healed, because I have dysphoria all the time. Like, not all the time, but it's not something that goes away with HRT or with surgery or anything. But dysphoria after my hysterectomy I had because all of a sudden my body started changing a little bit more because like my organs started to move down. So my stomach got different. And at the point I was at with my HRT, my hips started shifting more. So it's really interesting because HRT at different stages of it, like your body's completely different.
Yeah.
Like my hips are like very like slimmer than they were. But it all shifts to different places.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to be, I don't want to say I was pre-med, but I really excelled in anatomy and physiology. And at one point in time when I went to UNCW way back in the day in 2009, I think, I was going for to be a rad tech. And so like I actually know a little bit about what you're talking about. I don't know like to the extent that you're talking about, but I'm just sitting here thinking the hips, because females usually have, you know, the hormones, the estrogen and stuff usually make the hips kind of wider for like birth, I guess. And then you got, and just gravity by itself, gravity kind of moving things.
Right.
Whoa. Yeah, I bet that was intense.
Yeah. I would say like there's some really good changes to like my hands look completely different and I kind of dig it.
How
I'm like,
so?
I don't know. Like my veins are just different in my arms and everything.
Hell yeah.
Like my feet are like not smaller, but thinner. Like it's really weird.
It
like
is.
what changes.
Hormones are nuts.
I know. I don't know, like I can wear men's pants and then I wear like women's shirts a lot of the times.
Nice.
Just because I'm like, oh, I have shoulders. That's
Your wardrobe's super impressive. Got all the things.
Yeah.
Cool. How is it now, the dysphoria?
It depends on the day, in all honesty. It depends on what I eat, if I'm being honest. If I'm taking care of my body, I mountain bike a lot.
That's cool.
And that's actually helped me a lot because just that kind of exercise has gotten me to, I'm very happy with my body because I'm impressed with what it can do.
I think you look terrific.
Thank you.
Can I just say that?
Thank you.
Like, yeah, you're welcome. You've worked hard.
Yes, for sure. I've always been uncomfortable with my body. But like the past, I'd say probably year and a half, I've gotten a really good relationship with it because I'm happy enough where I can work out and I don't feel a chest that is bad or that I consider bad. And I just kind of push my body to right about the limit, and then I go home and I take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
God, I love that. Like the part that you said about like I've really developed a good relationship with it recently. That's just, you're a deep thinker, aren't you, Emmett?
yes.
Cool. All right. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah. Where do you go mountain bike riding?
I ride behind campus. There's some like really, they're not mountain bike trails. They're just trails.
Yeah, but they're trails.
Yep. Other than that, I try to travel a little bit. There's a place called Elizabethtown, like an hour out, and they got a trail out there. I've only been like twice, but my parents live in the mountains, so I travel to do that.
Is that North Carolina mountains?
They live up in Massachusetts, up towards the Berkshires.
Yeah, because I know you told me at one point in time you were like on the border of Canada.
Yeah,
Like,
up towards that way.
Yeah.
Up towards like Rochester, New York, that area.
Yeah, dude, I cannot do the cold. I can't do it.
That's why I live here.
I know that's right. I mean, I bitch about the weather here when it's like, and I get weird, like seasonal effectiveness stuff. Anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off. So yeah, Elizabethtown's got cool mountain bike riding trails. You go up to the I bet the mountains are sweet.
Yeah, I'm trying to go up to North Carolina mountains. I have a dog, so I don't like to leave him for a long time. Mm-hmm. But I could bring him with me, but that's a lot of work.
Hey, seriously, my mom, she goes on trips and stuff, and I watch her doodle while she's gone. Only if you'd be comfortable with it, and the dog was comfortable with us. But if you ever needed a dog sitter, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway.
If you want to hop back to dysphoria.
Yeah, let's go back. Dysphoria.
Yeah, so I would say a lot of my dysphoria is social. Not necessarily with myself, but because I present so masculine, a lot of my friends, and like I tell them, but a lot of my friends slip up a lot, and that's okay.
When you say slip up, what do you mean?
On my pronouns.
Okay. Yeah.
So they usually use like he, him pronouns.
See, because I'm really trying. Like I am. I catch myself all the time, even when I'm at home, because I think you're fucking cooler than the flip side of the pillow. I'm talking to my wife, and I even she's working on it with me, because it's like. And that's why I want to do this podcast, because there's people like me who want to come correct, but it's like being an infant. It's like being back into an infancy with language. And like, I'm trying to flip side it. And it's cool. Me and my wife, we're both like, she's like, so when is Emmett coming over? Is he? And then she'll stop and be like, are they? And I'm like, you're doing great, babe. Like, cool. So your friends will slip up when you go out into social areas. And because you present more masculine. That's what you said.
Yeah. And for me, I don't get hurt by that a lot. When someone does it on purpose, that's usually when it gets me. I'm like, now you're a jerk and I'm going to fight you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Absolutely. I get it.
But, yeah. So.
They don't know what you've been through.
Right.
You don't know where I've been, dude.
You don't know what I've done.
Oh, shit.
But, yeah, so like socially it's interesting because like sometimes like I saw something on Facebook, and it was, if a trans person corrects you on our pronouns, that means we care about our relationship, and we want to keep that friendship with you.
I love that.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, there was a comment underneath it, and it says, if we don't, then we're exhausted and we're giving up. And for me, I don't correct pronouns a lot because usually my friends will like pick it up right after they've done it, and they're like, oh, sorry, move on.
Yep.
And I think the most important thing with that is don't over apologize about things, because at some point you're making it about you, not about the other person.
That's so true.
So like my family does it too sometimes. That's okay, but it's a matter of what do you do afterwards,
Mm-hmm. And moving forward.
Yeah. Like, don't sit in it. It's gonna be okay, you know. And if I have to comfort you over messing up on my pronouns, I think that's something to say, and you need to examine that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's like, yeah, exactly. You are something special. You got the way you put things together. How old are you?
I'm 23.
You're 23? Yeah, you're going to be truly something special on a whole nother level, my friend. Anyway, so what is, when you go out in this social dysphoria, so would you say that that's kind of like the main root of it is trying to be, like, just say more? Why did you bring that up?
I would say something like, even with strangers, like if I go out and I hang out somewhere, like if I go to the beach or if I'm out to dinner or something, and I have a lot of guys like try to make me like one of their bros or whatever. And then all of a sudden I'll start acting like as masculine as I can just to fit in. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I go home. I'm like, I just want to be Emmett. Like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, because don't be so hard. I can totally see how, because like I said, when I first met you, you present very masculine, period. Like I was like, well, dude, and I can definitely see how you get roped into that, like loss of identity, like to walk into a group of males and you pass so well, and the males are like, bruh, look at that bitch, man, fucking fat ass, and you're kind of like, you can, because at that point, I imagine, I have no idea, but I imagine at that point, it's either like you got to go along with it or be like, nah, asshole, non-binary, fucking, masochistic, misogynistic douche, You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I've definitely run into that situation. And I'm like, yeah, haha, walk away.
Yeah.
At times, it really depends on my safety level of how safe I think I am. If I'm in a place that is definitely like no one's going to help me if I start getting beat up. Because I don't do that alone, you know?
Yeah. No, that's not smart because of hate crimes and shit.
Yeah, that's why I have my dog. I have a German Shepherd.
That's why you got your dog.
I was originally going to get a golden retriever or something like kind of simple for training wise anyway, more than a German Shepherd. But I've had Shepherds my whole life, and I had to tell my parents that I had an incident where I had some people, I had a hate crime incident towards me. And when I was walking home, and they said, well, you got to get a German Shepherd. Like, you know, like I lived on a college campus.
Your parents said that? Like, well, you got to get a German Shepherd?
You're not getting a golden retriever, you're getting a German Shepherd. It was
they are badass dogs.
Yeah, they are. I've had him my whole life. He's a big dude. He's like 115 pounds.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he takes care of me.
That's a big dog. Damn right. Y'all take care of each other.
Yeah.
So, like, can I ask you when the hate crime occurred? Like, how long ago was that?
I want to say it was before my top surgery. If not, it was when I came back to school afterwards. So like 2019, 2020.
So yeah, a few years ago.
It's happened a few times, but that specific incident, I believe, was 2019 because I got axle in 2020. Yeah, that sounds right.
Damn. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Honestly, it's something I go through every day. Either if it's like misgendering or physical things, not necessarily every day, but usually like if I'm on the beach, like my shirt off, my go-to response to people is because like I've had people be like, oh, you tranny or whatever when I'm on the beach. But I'll just be like, oh, I live here. I've seen a lot worse. Like, you know, kind of throws people off.
Yeah, damn right.
But violence-wise, twice I've had one person follow me home, not knowing Axel was in my house.
Oh, shit.
And so I literally just let Axel on the porch, and they left really fast.
I bet they did.
Other than that, I've had a lot of slurs. I've been beat up in a parking lot once. And then ever since then, I've had Axel with me just about everywhere, and it's kind of slowed down. But yeah.
Damn. Survivor. I hate to hear that, man. People are fucking such assholes. You should get a gun. I got lots of them. You want to borrow one?
Mentally ill. Yeah. No.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, well, you bounce back. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I do my best to not kind of sit in that kind of stuff. I let myself feel those things. I'm active in my own therapy, so that's helped a lot. But yeah.
I love the shit you say. I do. Cool. We've touched on so much. It's like really good. It's been fantastic. Like just getting to know you. I just always want to come correct, man. There's so much hate. There's so much violence. There's so much just negativity. And my feeling is that optimism these days is almost shoved down and made to look weak or weird or queer or whatever. And I try to come correct. And so I wanted to have you on here so that I could learn how to best come correct with someone in the LGBTQ transgender community. And so you've really, really helped me. Oh, you've been so great. Like helping me grow to be better, present better, and just make sure I am making the people I'm with feel respected and loved. And I mean, that's what it's all about. So I really appreciate you coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I always open to questions. I also studied gender studies, so I know a little bit of the textbook piece.
Yeah.
So
I want to learn more about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was it? Do you remember the name of the thing we just looked up? The
WPATH certification.
WPATH.
It was like
World Professional.
I have it on my phone.
Association
for Transgender Health.
Yes, for transgender health. I'm going to look into it.
Yeah.
Because I think that might be something. If I found out I could actually help someone, that's something I'd like to get into. If not, it's just not for me. If
laws permit, that's what I want to do, as I want to end up opening a gender clinic out in Wilmington.
See, that's something else. If laws permit, I didn't even think.
There's a lot going on right now.
You got a lot of forces again, man. I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
You know what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just, I didn't even think about the legal aspect of it. Mm-hmm. Well, remember me if you do, because I'd love to come be your
absolutely
your partner in crime.
First phone call.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks, Emmett. I appreciate you.
Yeah.